If you have a list that you want to offset, like the list here, in no particular order, you can use these little shapes that are called bullets that says, okay, this is an item, that's an item, that's an item. Or if there is an order, or you want to show how many are within your list, you can use numbers. And since you already have these offsetted with these little shapes here, those bullets, let's go ahead and go to slide 4 and apply bullets to these two paragraphs. Well, I actually have 3. I've got a paragraph here. Well, if you didn't watch my previous training video, you want to watch that because I go over paragraphs in great detail. And bullets and numbered lists, they're all based upon paragraphs. So if I delete that, now I have 2 paragraphs, although it looks like it's all one. Because this one, I hit the enter key, it has a hard return, a code that I can't see, that says just take a look at that right there. And this one's separate here. So if I triple click, you see how it just selects those lines, not the lines above. Triple click here, just those lines. So it sees those as 2 separate paragraphs. And that's important because when I want to offset these as 2 separate points or list of items, then when I select all of it, and I come up here on the Home tab and I go to the paragraph group, notice I have to go to the paragraph group to apply little shapes or bullets to what I have selected down below because it's based upon a paragraph. If it sees it as a paragraph, when I click on it, it'll apply it. And it applied to that paragraph and then the next one. Because if I didn't, let me hit back, and I deleted that little code that you can't see, and of course it brings it around, and I click anywhere within here, and I come back up here and I click on bullet, it just does it for all those lines because it sees it as one entire paragraph, all the lines together. I don't want to do that. Let's hit undo a couple of times. In fact, let's bring this guy up and now go ahead and select 3 paragraphs and then come up here and click on bullets. And you can see how that's indented and it's got a little shaded bullet right there. Well, when you click off, it disappears. So it gives you that space to have an empty line, but when you click there, it's ready to add the bullet when you start typing. See? Okay, so let's not do that. In any case, that's up to you. So we have 2 separate paragraphs, 2 separate items that are bulleted by shapes. So you can go with those shapes, or you can click and drag both. Make sure you select both if you want to update them. And then come back up here and you get the drop down arrow. Click on it and oh man, it's hard to see those others here because it's so light blue. But you get these guys right here, star bullets, hover over it, and you can get a preview of it after you hover over it by looking down below. Well, see, you gotta look. See, when I hover over, then you can get a preview of it. So you can select those. Oh, that's fancy. And you can go ahead and customize it by selecting bullets and numbering. And you got your bulleted tab and number. We'll talk about numbers in just a minute, but let's focus on the bullets, the shapes. So do you like any of these shapes? Great. Do you want it 95% of the text or 100%? So the text is what, size 20? To have it exactly size 20, or do you want it to appear less than the text, like maybe at 50% of the size of the text here, 20? So you choose. And then the color, well, let's get something that pops. Let's do red. Ooh, that's poppish. And then click okie dokie, and there you go. Oh, that's a little bit poppy in any case. So go ahead, and if you just want to click anywhere within one paragraph and update that, then you can click on the drop down arrow, and you can do check marks. So we have the arrow, then we have the check mark, but if you want to apply it to both, then you have to select both, of course. In any case, leave it there. Come back up here, click on the drop down arrow, go back to bullets and numbering. And then you can also do pictures if you want. Picture. You can browse on your computer or do a search. Let's browse. And let's go back to pictures. Sample, chrysanthemum, double click. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. It's so teeny tiny. But it is a chrysanthemum. I can verify that. In any case, I do it for pictures. And then come back up here, click on the drop down arrow, and it stays there. And let's do bullets and numbering again. And we can customize it. Oh, this just gets crazy. You can choose a happy face because we're happy here at Dreamforce. So whatever you see there, those extra, oh, a heart. We're about love. Click okie dokie. And you get the hearts there. Oh, isn't that fun? And then if you want to reset it, well, it goes back to the way it was. No hearts. Oh, that's sad. I wanted to see what it would look like. But in any case, click okie dokie, and there you go. So there's your bullets there. If you want to go ahead and, well, before we do anything else, let me delete this in between so it's right next to each other. And let's make sure that they have the same bullets because I want to show you. Let me select that. And then come up here and click on the drop down arrow and keep them the same. Let's do boxes. Hollow square bullets. Okay. What you can do is you can create your own hierarchical structure, meaning that, let's say that this is the main point and this is the subpoint to the main point. So with the cursor flashing in front of the beginning of the text, you can hit the Tab key, and what it does is it changes it, and depending upon the structure of the bullet, it may actually update the bullet. Hit the Tab key again, and you can do a third subpoint to the main point if you had, well, 3 different levels. And you can keep hitting the Tab key to demote it, as it were, to increase the indent. In fact, you can see up here, increase list level, or you can go ahead and decrease it until it's back to the way it was and the same shape and size. Now, with this much text, that doesn't really look all that great, because usually when it comes to bullet points, well, I don't have that much in the way of text. So if I go back to, well, let's do slide 2 and do this as an example, and let's do the last one, hit the Tab key. You see how it updates it to let you know that it's indented in the hierarchical structure, that the outdented is the main point and this is a subpoint to the main point. In fact, if I do this and I hit the Tab key, now they're both subpoints. Now you can hit the Tab key to increase the indent, to demote it, or hold down the Shift key and hit the Tab key to outdent it. And again, you can use the arrows here, or you can go ahead and right-click on the mini formatting toolbar. There you go. You can do it there as well, and then it disappears. And let's go ahead and select both of these guys and then go outdent. And you can rearrange the bullets if you want. Go ahead and click on one bullet and you can drag it down below the other one. So if that's supposed to be the third item in the list, great. So click and drag to rearrange them. And let's go ahead and convert these into number list. Let's select all of it. And then come back up here in the paragraph group, and if we want to give it numbers, just select numbers. You get the default 1, 2, 3, and that's great. If you want to move them around, like number 2, click number 2 and drag it below number 3. It reorders it, but not the numbers. It keeps them sequential, 1, 2, 3. And let's go ahead and select them all here to see what other options we get with the numbers by clicking on the drop-down arrow. Okay, you got A, B, C. Oh, that's fun. You can't see it here because it's so bleached. So let's go ahead and go to bullets and numbers. Well, let's do 100% of the text here and say, let's do red because that's going to pop. And okay, so there's your different options when it comes to numbering. You can do Roman numerals, lowercase, uppercase, A's, alphabet there. And what's cool here is you can choose a different starting point. So you got 1, 2, 3. Let's say of the list, you don't have the 2 most important items. Nobody's come up with that for your camping trip or whatever. You can say, well, we're going to start with this being list item number 3, 4, and 5, and then click Okie dokie and updates it. And when you get to this point in your presentation, you're saying, hey, we're missing items 1 and 2, and hopefully you guys can come up with that, or so-and-so is going to get it. In any case, you can change that. In fact, you can also even change it, like maybe you're missing something from maybe 4 to 10, and so with your cursor flashing here, number 5, you can click on the drop-down arrow, bullets numbering, and say, that one goes to 11. You can really just go crazy on this, but it's nice you get the flexibility. And then of course, to go back to the way it was, you can click and drag, select all of them, click on the numbered list, and select the basic template there. And then if you didn't want red, well, then you'll have to tweak it. Click on the drop-down arrow. You know how to do that. Bullets numbering, change the color, the size. Well, we're already starting at 1, so we're good. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for great specials on my products, please see the description below this video.